Hello, 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 my beautiful people. Welcome back. Welcome back. I can't tell you exactly what day of this is of Vlogtober because I am a little behind. But I thought I'd turn on the camera and invite you guys in for a super emotional one. So if being emotionally heavy is not where you like to be right now, you could go ahead and turn the camera off. But for everybody else, come in, take a seat, and if y'all on a journey like me, then y'all will understand. Welcome back for all who have been participating in Vlogtober, and for any of my new people that's just joining in, come on in, go for the ride. My name is Akasha, and this is my journey on getting completely healthy in a holistic way in all areas of life, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically. And it's going to be a long journey because the sister girl here have a lot of trauma, abuse, a lot of stuff to unpack. All the uncomfortable stuff, all the stuff that just losing weight is not going to really make things better. It's a dealing with the root issue, the root cause, what started it. And that's where I'm trying to dig up, destroy, and never ever come back here again. If you don't know, I'm 51 years old. I recently moved from New York State to North Carolina, and my life has definitely taken a whole different turn. North Carolina is a different beast than New York State. A lot of the intricate details of how to connect, get around in the community. As you know, like the skeleton is the same, but the makeup is different, you know. It was things that I had accessible to me that trying to get down here, such as help at home, because I'm on disability. It's been very trying. I also was receiving outpatient therapy. They put in a request back in December, still never had it. Still, they put it in December. They tried again 6 months later and still haven't heard anything. And that is a hard adjustment for me because in New York State, even their longest maybe is a month and a half versus 6 months to now almost a year. So what I like to talk about today is, now that I caught you all up, I'm gonna take it slow. I'm not gonna overwhelm myself. I am actively trying to work on my weight, but I'm not trying to do everything at one time to overwhelm myself, because then that causes you to like kind of go in a binge eating, trying to stuff the emotions that come up when you're trying to lose weight. One of the things that I've noticed in my journey is that anytime that I try to be too strict and try to do everything at one time, cut everything out, get on this pristine diet and do the exercise and do this and do that, everything at one time, after maybe a week or two, becomes so overwhelming. It'll take something like a feather to hit, of life to hit, and it sends me off into a tizzy, and then it takes me months to circle back around to try to get back on track. Today I found myself being super emotionally like overwhelmed. Not overwhelmed, but like the emotions come to the top today. I don't know why, other than I'm trying to be more mindful of what I'm eating, and the more I cut out, for me, it's not necessarily sweets, but I'm carb dependent since I stopped eating most meat. I still eat fish. I'm pescatarian. Since I stopped eating most meat, when I lay off the carbs, the emotions that I've been stuffing will boil up to the top. And most of the times I've noticed it presents as I start feeling extra lonely. So I moved down to North Carolina, and I only have my one aunt and her children down here versus upstate New York, where the most of my family is at. My mom, her other sister, her brother, their children, my nieces, my cousins, all still are upstate New York versus the 5 or 6 people I have up down here who have been down here the last 20 something years. So it's kind of like we don't have that kind of real close bond of seeing each other all the time, where up there we see each other a couple of times a week. Well, my aunt and her children were down here, and they were down here for 25 years, and yeah, we speak to each other on the phone or see each other in passing or something happens or whatever, but we didn't have that kind of close-knit bond for like 20 years. Now today I just found myself super emotional, wanting to cry, calling my cousin, calling my other friends that were from up there, wanting to cry, feeling emotional, and I feel it coming back again because I miss everybody. And it's hard. And I know it's necessary that even these emotions come up and get out, because one of the things that I've been praying to the ancestors for, praying for guidance and praying to the Most High, the creator of all things, is to get me to the point where I'm releasing all of this stuff and not holding on to it, not holding on to the bad things that happen or what people said or whatever it is that I'm carrying, that I'm playing in my mind, that is weighing on my emotions, because most people don't understand that it's not even really truly about what you're eating. That is like the byproduct. It is whatever you're holding on to mentally and emotionally. And I want this stuff to come out, and I want to completely release it and let it go and be at peace with myself, because I want to be completely whole and healthy. So I'm going to have to, there's a saying that says the only way out is within. So you have to go in and find out what you're holding on to and be willing to go through these emotions. So every time I go through it now, I typically say, thank you. Thank you for showing me. Thank you for coming up. Thank you for releasing, because that's what I truly asked for this to be released. I don't know how long this is going to last, this emotional state. And I don't know, besides me feeling like I want to be around my family, but that's also a trigger too, because when you're not eating, if you seek to do something else, that could be another way of you masking. If you try to dive deep into going places, doing things, those are other ways of masking, instead of eating, to stuff the emotions. So you need to sit in the emotions and talk yourself through to that healing point. And sometimes it could last longer than you might be comfortable with. But if you really desire to be completely healed, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, and I'm not by no way telling nobody to do this, but the only way to actually go through, to get to the other side, is to go through it. And I've heard this so many times, and it's so cliche, and it sounds so fake or whatever, but it's true, because here I am at 51, and I have not dealt with it, and obviously I'm still dealing with the weight issue. So for all my other journeymen, women who are on this journey of completely wanting to get to your authentic self, your healed self, your most best self, in a nurturing, loving, kind way, I just say be kind. The way you give yourself to other people, the way you show up for other people, do that for yourself in these times, in these moments, because the world is falling to shit. We see what's happening with Hurricane Helene, another one on the way. Government is not going to save nobody. FEMA's talking about they can't go in and help these people or whatever. The only way you could do anything and show up for anybody is to show up for yourself first. And how do you want to show up for your friends, family, aunts, uncles, cousins, brothers, sisters, moms, dads, aunties, uncles? How do you want to show up for them? I want to show up a different person, the real person, because if I'm going to be completely honest, I have had some therapy. This person that I've presented is kind of a mask, because I've stuffed and hid and tried to protect the little girl that got hurt. So I know mentally and emotionally there's some maturing that needs to happen within myself to get to my authentic self, my most adult self. I know when things happen and I get scared, or things are presented to me that remind me of traumas that happened in the past, that age that it happened, that little girl shows up. I deal with it as that 10-year-old or that 5-year-old or whatever those traumas happen. That's how you show up. If you don't heal yourself, you show up. And in our community, that's why there's so many toxic relationships and toxic friendships and fights and arguments and stuff like that, because so many of us have been traumatized and went through so much that we're showing up only as our child self. At 50 years old, at 20 years old, at 30 years old, you showing up as a 10-year-old. You're reacting to it as an 11-year-old, as a 5-year-old, wanting to fight, not be able to intellectually understand or communicate and talk and work through it as adults. That's the problem. Everybody want to handle it like a child, and I know it is not our fault that those things happen to us, but it does matter how we carry on now. It's our responsibility, whether or not the trauma came as a child and you had no responsibility. You could not control that, but now you can. As an adult, we choose to either stay the same and blame everybody around us, or do the work it takes to become our authentic self and just show up better. If not for nobody else, for yourself. And let me tell you, the hardest thing for me, the one thing that I always wanted in the whole wide world that was so important to me, was to be a mom. And each time I got pregnant, I lost it. With my latest one in 2015. And now I find that, I'm pretty much menopausal, and that dream will never ever happen for me. And I surely thought that if this were to ever happen, that there would be nothing in the world that would make me want to stay here. It would be nothing in the world that I would ever want to be here for, or see, or experience ever again. And it's been a few years since I haven't had a menstrual cycle. And I have to fight myself every single day and ask myself, why am I here? But for whatever reason, some deep-seated, some sort of angelic spirit that I can't describe or can't tell you why, that I don't get to the saddest part of myself to want to end it all. And I can't explain why, because I surely thought that if that was to happen, that I would not want to be here. And something continuously make me want to fight, make me want to stay, even when I don't understand shit. I don't understand why I'm keep going through this. I can't tell you, but other than there's something so majestic, so powerful about this earth that we are connected to. I can't speak for nobody else. I am a melanated person, and I know that we are connected to the Most High in such a beautiful spiritual way that's different from a lot of other entities. I'm going to just say that without getting all woo-woo on everybody. And whatever this is, I am so thankful and I'm so grateful, because my mind have been dark before. I experienced always feeling suicidal. I experienced being angry when my eyes open in the morning time. I'd be like, oh fuck, I'm still here. Angry because my eyes opened. Angry and mad, and I don't feel that. I feel hurt that I'll never ever hear a child say mommy to me. That's not gonna be my testimony, but it gotta be for some greater something. Even if it's this video, for somebody else to fucking get it. That is on you. It's on you. You help yourself. You are the one that you're waiting for. You are the one that you're looking for. We have to stop looking outside ourselves. There's entities here that want us to not make it. We have all of history telling us that. Show up for yourself in a way that nobody could take from you. Even if the fucking world turns to shit. Show up for yourself and love on yourself in a way that even behind bars, it won't change. Like nothing in the world could shake how much you love yourself, how authentic you are, how you show up in this world, that nothing could change it. That's my deepest wish for the people that I love, for anybody that I could aspire, is that you show up and no matter how much life throws at you, it won't shake you, because I still get angry that I could be on a good path, the weight could be coming down, and all I have to do is hear something's going on in my family, and then I'm so thrown off course that it takes months for me to get back to me, because I throw everything that I have mentally and emotionally into them and being there for them. And there's nothing wrong with that, but you can't give so much of yourself away that you have nothing left for yourself. I don't know what else I have to offer in life. I have no desire no more or aspirations to like find love and get married and stuff like that. I don't know what this is for or who this is for. But until it all ends, until the sun stops shining in the sky, show up for yourself like nobody's business. Love you, bye.